Hi, welcome to my tutorial on the flipped classroom. We'll be looking at a traditional versus a flipped classroom model. And then what I'll do is I'll go into what I use personally to flip the class. So let's get started. The traditional classroom might look a little bit like this, where you have a teacher who teaches the concepts in class, and then there could be some sort of conversation or activity that enriches the students' understanding and then solidifies concepts for them. What happens then is a lot of times the students will go home, they'll consolidate the concepts on their own by starting their homework. And we might see something, or at least I'm familiar with this, a lot of students, they just get confused because they're attempting these questions on their own for the first time. The flipped classroom model is a little bit different. It essentially is completely flipped around. So the students learn at home on their own. What they do is they watch a video that the teacher has created and maybe has uploaded to some sort of a channel so they can watch on either the computer or their device. And then what they do is they'll make notes on the lesson. So they'll bring those notes to class, and then the classroom looks a little bit more like this. So instead of the teacher lecturing at the front, there will be some sort of a consolidating activity where the teacher will then facilitate each of the students to see if they've actually understood what they've learned at home. So the traditional and the flipped models, they're different. Not one is better than the other, they're just different methods. So let's look at them again. The traditional method is usually more of a lecture or a teaching style that happens within the classroom. The students will learn a concept, bring it home, and then they'll work on their homework. The flipped classroom is a little bit different, where they'll then learn the lesson at home on a device, and then they'll bring their knowledge to the classroom, and then they'll do some sort of activity. So what I've provided is one of my own lessons. This is how I actually flip a class. So they should have already learned the lesson at home. They'll come into my classroom, which is about 75 minutes long, and I've broken it up for you. So they'll do some sort of a minds-on, which will be a diagnostic activity. Not every student will have had the time to watch the video, and this would be the time where they would start watching the video. So what I'm doing is assuming that a lot of the students have already watched the video. That would have been their quote-unquote homework, and then they'll do a diagnostic activity to review the concepts of the video, but then also for them to gauge their own understanding of the material. That should take about 10 to 15 minutes. Then the quote-unquote instructional time. Now they have already instructed themselves through the video and taken notes, but perhaps we'll go over the diagnostic together. Maybe they have missed something. Or what I would do is enhance their learning by starting some sort of rich conversation. I could actually even throw a harder question at them, like a higher level thinking problem at them, and then we'll talk about that together. Then we'll do some sort of a closure. That could be the longest part of your lesson, and that could be either an activity that they could do, or they could actually start their, again, quote-unquote homework, and this would be instead what I deem as their classwork. So they'll start what they would usually in a traditional class take home, and in that case, they won't have any of the regular homework to take home. They'll only have the 10 minutes of a video that they'll be watching at home, and they'll have the entire time at home to do whatever they normally do, spend time with their families, maybe do some extracurriculars, do other homework from other classes. It really frees up a lot of the time for the student, and then the teacher will go around and monitor their progress and help them out. So that's basically my PowerPoint, but let me show you exactly how I flip the class now. So I create my videos using something called the ScreencastOMatic. This is how you find the ScreencastOMatic program that I use to flip my class. I go into Google and just write ScreencastOMatic. And then it usually pops up, or I guess you could just press enter and it'll pop up. It's usually the first tab. Okay, so here's what ScreencastOMatic looks like. You're going to have to create an account on your own, or sometimes I find that actually if you press start recording, it just starts recording and you don't even need some sort of account. But I do have an account, so let's just log in. Okay, so what you do is you just start the recorder and you just begin recording. But the thing is, sometimes you'll need to download or install some sort of software, and that just takes a little bit of time. Because I actually can't start it, you'll see if I start it, see, it says it's already open, and that's because it is running. I'm actually filming at the moment. So what I can do is I can actually show you screenshots that I have taken of what should happen. So my screenshots look a little bit like this. Okay, so what happens is you'll see this kind of a screen come up, and this is the actual recorder. This is an adjustable screen recorder, and it can adjust to your entire desktop or very small. It's up to you. You just use these corners to adjust the size, and then you press record. Now there are some different settings that you can use as well, and you're just going to have to peruse through those. Okay, now once you're finished, you just press pause, and then what happens is this will show up, and you can press done if you're finished. If you press a little garbage can, it means that you can start over again. In fact, the only editing that is possible is you can actually click on certain parts. So this is the entire roll of film that you have basically tested. And then what will happen is if you click on a certain part, you can retape over what you've taped before. Okay, so that's about as much editing as you can do with the ScreencastOMatic. Then what happens is if you're finished and you press done, this window should show up. So you can either save it as a video file, or what's great is you can actually upload it right away to YouTube. So this will be the connection between you and the students, the YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel is what I use in order to upload my videos, and then the students can access it. So I'll just show you my channel right now. This is my channel. It's called The Infamous Bell. I am a math teacher, so this is mainly for my math videos, and I will show you my playlist. Okay, so playlists are almost like folders, and these are the different folders I have. So I've flipped one entire course, which is the grade 11 university course, and these are actually some of the videos that my students have created themselves, which I've thought was a really cool idea, and then I have uploaded some of those as well. And you'll notice that I've created a folder or a playlist for the class, the flip class, which is where this video will be found as soon as, well, I'm done filming. Okay, so what you do is in order to create one of these, you're just going to press this little tab right here, and you create a new folder essentially. And then you can upload as many as you want. So if I go into the grade 11 math course, you'll notice that I have quite a couple of videos, and the students can access any of these videos at any time. Notice that I try to keep them, I mean, the maximum I have is probably a little bit over 15 minutes, but most of them are, I try for under 10 minutes. Now, if you want to upload a video, how do you do that? You're just going to press this upload button. So as soon as you press the upload button, this kind of screen appears, and then you're just going to click on here, and then you will choose your own file to upload. So this is essentially what I use in order to flip my class. I use the ScreencastOMatic. So I'm talking to you right now with a headset on with a mic. So I use my mic in order to speak into, I guess, so that there's some sort of audio for my videos. And I don't really use an editing software. I just go with the flow. So ScreencastOMatic and the YouTube have been able to help me with my flipping the classroom journey, and I'm hoping that maybe I've enlightened you. If this is something that you would like to use, that's fantastic. If not, I hope you've enjoyed this video.